Most people waste their entire lives thinking success will come tomorrow. But here's the truth: what you do today shapes everything. And I'm about to show you the 8 critical areas you're probably neglecting right now. You see, I spent 25 years studying the most successful people in the world, and I discovered something shocking. They all focus on these exact 8 things every single day. Not once a week, not when they feel like it. Every single day. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal these 8 fundamental areas of life that separate the extraordinary from the average. And trust me, this isn't your typical self-help advice. Let me tell you a quick story that changed my entire perspective. I once met a young man who was making $150,000 a year. Sounds impressive, right? But here's what fascinated me: just 3 years earlier, he was barely making $18,000. The difference? He mastered these 8 areas I'm about to share with you. Now, before we dive deep into each one, let me ask you something. How many areas of your life are you actively improving right now? 1? Maybe 2? Most people focus on just one thing, usually their job or maybe their health. But that's like trying to drive a car with just one wheel. Let's change that today. The first essential: your mindset. Most people think mindset is just positive thinking. But that's only the beginning. Real mindset work goes deeper than that. It's about rewiring your entire operating system. Picture your mind as a garden. Every day, whether you realize it or not, you're planting seeds in this garden. The question is, what kind of seeds are you planting? Seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation? Or seeds of possibility, growth, and abundance? The truth is, mindset isn't just about what you think, it's about how you think. Take 2 people in the same situation. They both lose their jobs. The first one thinks, "This is terrible. Everything's fallen apart." The second person thinks, "What can I learn from this? What opportunities could come from this change?" Same situation. 2 completely different mindsets, and those different mindsets create different lives. Mindset affects everything. Your relationships, your health, your income, every area of your life. It's all connected to your mindset. Let me share a story. I once worked with a woman struggling in her business. She was putting in the hours, working 80 hours a week, but barely making ends meet. It wasn't her strategy or her market holding her back. It was her mindset. She had what I call a scarcity mindset. She was focused on what she couldn't do, what she didn't have, and what might go wrong. And guess what? Her results matched her thinking perfectly. So we made some changes, not in her business plan, but in her thinking. We started by building a morning routine focused on mindset work. And I'm not talking about quick affirmations that's just surface level stuff. I'm talking about real, systematic rewiring of her thought patterns. Here's the routine we followed. Every morning she spent 20 minutes practicing success thinking. She took out a journal and wrote down 3 things. 1, what she was grateful for right now. 2, what she was excited about creating that day. 3, the specific problem she was going to solve. But here's the key: she had to be specific. No generic gratitude lists, no vague goals. Specificity is the magic here. If she was grateful for her family, she had to write why. If she was excited, she had to spell out what exactly excited her. And for the problems, she had to list the exact challenges she would tackle that day. And as she did this, her mindset began to shift. Her results followed. She went from struggling to thriving. Not because she changed her business, but because she changed her mind. The second essential: your health. When it comes to health, most people think it's all about physical fitness, exercise and diet, but real health improvement goes beyond that. Let me tell you something no one else will. Health isn't just about your body, it's about managing your energy. And energy management is the foundation of everything else in your life. Think about it. Have you ever tried to make a good decision when you're exhausted? Or tried to be creative when you're running on empty? It doesn't work, does it? Successful people know this. They don't just manage their time, they manage their energy. They know that without energy, even the best plans fall flat. Let me break down the types of energy you need to manage. There are 4 key areas. 1, physical energy, your body. 2, mental energy, your focus. 3, emotional energy, your feelings. 4, spiritual energy, your purpose. Most people only focus on physical energy. They think if they exercise and eat well, they're taking care of their health. But that's like trying to build a house with just a hammer. You need the full toolkit. So here's a practical system to help you improve your health every day. I call it the energy audit every evening. Rate your energy levels in each of these 4 areas on a scale of 1 to 10. But don't just rate them. Reflect. Ask yourself what drained my energy today and what boosted it. You may start to notice patterns. Maybe certain people drain your emotional energy, or certain tasks drain your mental energy. This awareness is powerful. It's the first step to managing your energy better. And as you manage your energy, you'll see changes in every part of your life. Your health, yes, but also your relationships, your focus, your productivity, and your overall happiness. Because energy fuels everything else. So don't just focus on exercise and diet. Those are important. But remember, true health is about managing all 4 types of energy. Take care of your body, but don't neglect your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Health is more than the gym or the food you eat. It's how you manage your energy in every area of your life. The third essential, your skills. When most people think of skills, they think of credentials, degrees, diplomas, certifications. They assume these pieces of paper mean something. But let me tell you something, real skills aren't about collecting certificates. I've met people with multiple degrees who couldn't solve basic problems, and I've met people with no formal education who were making millions. What's the difference? High leverage skills. The skills that multiply your effectiveness in every area of life. Real skill development isn't about chasing qualifications. It's about building a set of practical, powerful skills. I call these high leverage skills. They're the kind of skills that elevate every other area of your life. Take communication, for example. Communication isn't just talking. It's connecting. It's listening. It's understanding. And it affects everything: your relationships, your career, your ability to influence, to lead, to sell. Most people try to learn everything, dabbling in this, dabbling in that. But true skill mastery isn't about quantity. It's about learning the right skills in the right order. I call this the skill stack principle. Here's how it works. Imagine you're in business. Now think of the skills you need, not just random skills, but ones that complement each other. Your skill stack might look like this. 1, communication. 2, problem solving. 3, decision making. 4, time management. 5, leadership. Each skill builds on the last. Communication helps you work with others, solve problems, make decisions, and lead. Each skill enhances the others. But here's the key: you don't try to master them all at once. Focus on one skill for 90 days. Dive deep into it. Study it, practice it, apply it. You're not just reading a book or taking a course, you're living the skill, using it every day. Start with communication, for example. Spend 90 days learning to communicate better. Learn to listen without interrupting. Learn to ask questions that make people think. Learn to express your ideas clearly, even passionately. Practice this skill in every conversation, every meeting, every email. After 90 days, add problem solving to the stack. Now, you're not just talking well, you're using your words to solve problems. You're combining skills in a way that gives you leverage. You're not just adding skills, you're stacking them. This is the power of a skill stack. One skill alone may not change your life, but stack the right skills and they'll make you unstoppable. Now, here's a powerful truth: high leverage skills aren't about perfection. They're about consistency. Keep building your skill stack, one skill at a time. Focus on the essentials: communication, problem solving, decision making, time management, leadership, These aren't just skills, they're assets, they're investments that will pay you back tenfold. Because real skills aren't about what you know, they're about what you can do. Start building your skill stack today. Choose one skill, go deep, and remember, it's not the certificates or the credentials that matter, it's the impact you create. That's the real measure of skill. The fourth essential, your relationships. Let's talk about relationships. It's the one area most people overlook. Everyone talks about mindset, health, and skills, but relationships, they assume it just happens naturally. Big mistake. Your relationships are like a garden. They need constant attention, care, and nurturing. But here's the thing, relationships aren't just about being nice or friendly. They're about building genuine connections. There are 3 levels of relationships. 1, surface relationships, casual connections. 2, support relationships, friends and family. 3, growth relationships, mentors and partners. Most people stay stuck in the first 2 levels. Surface relationships, those are your casual connections, the people you know, but only on a basic level. Support relationships, these are your friends, your family, the people who know you best. But growth relationships, these are different. These are the people who challenge you, inspire you, push you to grow. And it's these relationships that will determine your success in life. Let me give you an example. I once knew a man stuck in his career for 15 years, same position, same salary, same problems. But then he made a change. He started building growth relationships. He joined a mastermind group, he found a mentor, he surrounded himself with people who were already where he wanted to be, and within 18 months his income doubled. His entire perspective on life changed. He wasn't just doing better, he was thinking better. Growth relationships aren't about casual conversation. They're about mutual growth. It's a two-way street. You give, they give. And you both grow. Here's how you can start building these relationships. I call it the relationship upgrade system. It's a simple practice, but powerful. Every day, do these 3 things. 1, add value to someone's life without expecting anything in return. 2, learn something new about someone you already know. 3, connect 2 people who could benefit from knowing each other. Start with the first step. Add value to someone's life. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's sharing a helpful resource. Maybe it's a word of encouragement. Maybe it's a simple act of kindness. The second step, learn something new about someone you already know. Ask questions, go deeper, find out what makes them tick. You'll be amazed at what you discover. People appreciate being seen and understood. And the third step, connect 2 people who could benefit from knowing each other. This is where the magic happens. When you introduce people, you're not just connecting them, you're creating opportunities, building a network that extends beyond yourself. Do this every day and you'll see your relationships transform. You'll move from surface relationships to support relationships to growth relationships. And as you do, your life will grow too. Remember, relationships aren't about quantity, they're about quality. You don't need 100 growth relationships. You need a few good ones, people who challenge you, inspire you, support you. Invest in these relationships. Tend to them like a garden. And remember, it's not just about what you get from others, it's about what you give. Because at the end of the day, relationships are what truly enrich our lives. And if you build the right ones, they'll lift you higher than you ever thought possible. The 5th essential, your productivity. Now, I'm going to tell you something about productivity that might surprise you. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're productive. Every day I see people putting in 12, even 15 hours, and what do they have to show for it? Stress, exhaustion, and often very little progress. Here's the difference. Being productive means making meaningful progress. It's about working with purpose, using your time to accomplish what really matters. Too many people are caught up in the idea that more hours means more success. But that's not true. Success isn't about piling up hours. It's about focusing on the right tasks. Let's talk about what real productivity looks like. Real productivity comes from clarity. It's knowing without a doubt what your most important tasks are and making them your priority. You don't need to be a machine working all day. You need to be a person who works smart, with purpose and in alignment with your goals. So let me introduce a system that will change the way you approach your day. I call it the Power Hour Protocol. Now, I know an hour doesn't sound like much, but done right, this single hour can be the most powerful part of your day. Here's how it works. The night before. You start by identifying your most important task. Not your to-do list, not busy work, but the one thing that will push you forward the most. This is the task that deserves your full, undivided attention. But here's the key, it has to be chosen the night before. When you wake up knowing exactly what you're aiming to accomplish, it shifts your entire day. You begin with clarity, with intention. The Power Hour. The next morning, you block out that first hour of the day for this task. No emails, no social media, no distractions. This is your sacred hour. You're focused, you're driven, and you're working on what truly matters. This approach changes everything because it keeps you from reacting to other people's agendas and puts you in control. Work on nothing else. For that hour, everything else can wait. You're not just working during this time, you're achieving. And when you finish, you'll have accomplished a meaningful task, even before the day begins for most people. But here's what makes the Power Hour Protocol so effective. It forces you to think about which tasks actually move you forward. Is it the emails? Probably not. Is it the paperwork? Likely not. It's usually the tasks that require focus, creativity, or decision making. Those are the tasks that deserve your power hour. Choosing the right tasks. Remember, not all tasks are created equal. Some tasks move the needle. They create progress, they solve problems, they build momentum. Other tasks, they're just there to fill time. If you get in the habit of reserving your best energy for high-impact work, you'll be amazed at how quickly things start to change. So tomorrow morning, try it. Start with 1 hour dedicated to what matters most. Let it be the first step in transforming how you approach your day. And the best part, you're not just getting more done, you're creating real progress in the direction that matters to you. The sixth essential, your finances. Now let's talk about an area that tends to make people uncomfortable: money. You know, most people think finances are something that happens to them. They say, I'd save more if I earned more, or if only I had more income. But let me tell you, your financial situation is not just about what you earn. It's about your habits, and habits can be changed. Financial success doesn't start with a raise. It starts with the way you manage what you already have. And here's the truth. It's not how much you make that matters most, but how you think about and manage money. There are people out there making six figures who are still living paycheck to paycheck. And there are people with modest incomes who are building wealth. What's the difference? The difference is how they think about money and the habits they create around it. So let me share with you a system for improving your finances every single day. I call it the wealth building formula now. This isn't about overnight success or big wins. This is about steady daily actions that build financial stability over time. Here's how it works. You can track every dollar. The first step is to track every dollar you earn and every dollar you spend. This might sound tedious, but trust me, what gets measured gets improved. If you don't know where your money is going, how can you make better financial decisions? When you start tracking, you'll see patterns. You'll see where you're overspending, where you're wasting, and where you can save. Tracking isn't about restriction, it's about awareness. Increase your value. The second part of the formula is to find one way every day to increase your value. This doesn't always mean asking for a raise or making a big investment. Sometimes it's about developing a skill, networking, or looking for a small opportunity to increase your income. When you focus on adding value, whether it's in your job, your business, or your investments, you're constantly creating ways for your finances to grow. Reduce unnecessary expenses. The third part is to find one way every day to reduce unnecessary expenses. Now, this doesn't mean living a life of total restriction. This is about finding balance. Maybe you're paying for subscriptions you don't use or spending too much on things that don't bring you real joy. When you cut back on what's unnecessary, you create more room for what's truly valuable. Daily commitment. But here's the key: you need to do this every single day. Not just once a month, not only when you're feeling motivated, but every day. Wealth building isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice, a mindset shift, a commitment to making better financial choices consistently. Imagine where you'll be in a year if you do this daily. Small daily improvements add up. They create a strong foundation. They create stability. And eventually they create wealth. You're not just tracking your dollars or cutting back on expenses. You're building a relationship with money that's based on responsibility, awareness, and intention. So if you're serious about improving your finances, start the wealth building formula today. Track what you spend, look for ways to increase your value, and cut unnecessary costs. You'll find that these small daily actions are what lead to true financial freedom. The seventh essential: your creativity. Now let's talk about something that most people don't think they have: creativity. A lot of folks will say, well, I'm not a creative person. They think creativity belongs to artists, writers, or musicians. But that's a misunderstanding of what creativity truly is. Creativity isn't about painting a masterpiece or writing a best-selling novel. No, creativity is about solving problems. It's about looking at a situation and seeing a solution others don't see. It's about finding new ways to do things, ways that bring improvement, efficiency, or just a better experience for yourself and others. In today's world, creativity is essential. If you want to stand out, if you want to grow, if you want to create real change, creativity isn't optional. It's what sets you apart. It's the difference between surviving and thriving. But here's the thing. Creativity isn't something you're just born with, like some kind of talent you either have or don't have. Creativity is a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed. Every successful person I've studied has what I call a creative practice. This isn't about sitting around waiting for inspiration to strike. No, it's a system, a habit of developing their creative muscles every single day. They don't wait for a flash of genius. They work at it. And here's a method that can help you build that creative muscle. I call it the idea generation protocol. This is simple, but it's powerful. Every day I want you to write down 10 ideas. Now these can be about anything: business ideas, life improvements, ways to make something easier, or just any idea that comes to mind. They don't have to be brilliant ideas. In fact, they don't even have to be good ideas. The goal isn't to come up with a list of perfect ideas. The goal is to exercise what I call the idea muscle. You're teaching your brain to think outside the box, to keep coming up with solutions, to see possibilities where others see problems. Here's what happens when you do this every day. Your brain starts working in new ways. You'll find that you start coming up with ideas in your day-to-day life. Little solutions, new approaches, fresh perspectives. Your mind becomes a problem-solving machine, always looking for ways to improve, to innovate, to create. And that's the power of creativity. It opens doors. It leads you to answers. It's what keeps you moving forward no matter what obstacles come your way. So start the idea generation protocol today. Every day, write down 10 ideas. They don't have to be great. They just have to be. The more you practice, the stronger your creativity will grow. And who knows, one of those ideas might just change your life. The eighth essential: your purpose. Now we come to the final essential, and maybe the most important one of all: purpose. Without purpose, all the improvements, all the changes, all the growth, it doesn't mean much. Purpose is what gives direction to your life. It's what keeps you moving forward even when things get tough. But here's something I want you to understand about purpose. Most people think purpose is something you find, like a lost key or a hidden treasure. They think they have to search for it, or that it'll suddenly appear one day fully formed with a clear path forward. But that's not how purpose works. Purpose isn't something you stumble upon. Purpose is something you create. Purpose doesn't have to be a grand mission statement. It doesn't have to be about changing the world or doing something massive. No, purpose can be simple. It's about changing your world, the world you interact with every single day. When you focus on making a difference in the lives of people around you, you're living with purpose. When you focus on learning, on growing, on becoming better every day, you're building a purpose. So here's a system I recommend for finding and growing your purpose. I call it the Impact Journal. Every evening, take a few minutes to answer these 3 questions. Who did I help today? What did I learn today? How did I grow today? These might seem like simple questions, but when you start to answer them every day, something amazing happens. You begin to see your impact. You begin to understand the difference you're making. And you start to feel that sense of purpose growing stronger. But here's the key: be specific. Don't just write down general answers. Write down exact situations, exact people, exact moments. Think about that person you encouraged, or that lesson you learned that helped you see things differently, or that decision you made that moved you closer to your goals. As you keep this practice going, you'll start to see patterns. You'll see how your choices, your actions, and your growth are creating a life of meaning, a life of purpose. And purpose isn't just a destination. It's something you build every day. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, everything changes. Obstacles become challenges, not barriers. Successes become milestones, not endings. Purpose gives your life shape. It makes your efforts matter. And it keeps you going, no matter what. So start today. Use the Impact Journal every evening. Take note of your impact, your learning, your growth. Watch as your purpose grows stronger, as your life gains meaning and direction. You're not just living, you're living with purpose. Now let's bring all this together. These 8 essentials: mindset, health, skills, relationships, productivity, finances, creativity, and purpose, they're not separate areas. They're all connected. Think about it. When your health improves, your productivity goes up. When your mindset improves, your relationships get better. When your creativity improves, your finances grow. That's why you need to work on all of them every day. Not sometimes, not when you feel like it. Every single day. Remember what I told you at the beginning: success isn't about doing extraordinary things. It's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Start today. Pick one small improvement in each area, and tomorrow do it again, and the next day, and the next day. Because here's the truth: a year from now, you'll wish you had started today.
Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in today's video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more motivation and inspiration every week. This channel, The Motivation, is all about pushing you to reach your goals, stay positive, and unlock your true potential. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or what you'd like to see next. And remember, every day is a new chance to make a difference. Until next time, stay motivated.